walk us through your offseason, how you went from Oklahoma to here?
Absolutely. I went to Oklahoma back in January, and I was super grateful for my time there. I learned a lot about football in my 5 to 6 months I was there. They rehabbed me really well, got back to full health. So I'm super thankful for that. I'm super thankful for Coach Venables and his staff for taking an opportunity on me. But, at the end of the day, I can't thank Coach Narduzzi enough for giving me a chance, and for Coach Bell to give me another chance. I knew in my heart this is where I wanted to be. It's hard to pass up an opportunity with such a traditional winning program like Pitt, and to be back in an offense that you've going on your fourth year. So I've got a lot of faith in this team, and that was hard to pass up. So.
The opportunity that Coach Narduzzi gave you, what was that opportunity in Eli and kind of establishing a starter? What did they tell you your role?
Yeah, just come in and compete. That's everywhere you go. I think you're going to compete at the highest level at this level of the game, and I want to just do whatever I have to do to help this team win. If my role is going with the ones, the twos, threes, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go out there and give my best shot to make this team better. At the end of the day, I just want to win games, and whatever I have to do to take that, it's my responsibility to go out there every day, compete at the highest level to go help our team win games and help us win an ACC championship.
What was the reunion like with Des and Kate?
It was awesome. When I came back up here in January, it's the first time I'd seen him in a long time, so it really put a smile on my face. But especially when I got here back in May and I was fully enrolled, they came up and gave me a big hug. And it's like family. You spent years with them, playing with them, and learning and teaching with them every day. So it's like seeing your brother you've seen in a long time. So I was super thankful to see those guys again. They welcomed me with open arms, just like the rest of the team. So I was super thankful for that, and I love them to death. And the guys here have been outstanding to me. Such a great culture here. They've all been welcoming to me. So I can't be thankful enough for that.
What kind of contact?
Go ahead.
Well, what kind of contact did you have with Pitt when you first went into the portal, after the season?
So when I got hurt back in October at Western Carolina, and it was really hard for me just being at home, and I was lucky enough my dad had a couple games to keep me on the sidelines to watch his games, but I kind of knew that I was going to take my talent somewhere else for my senior year. Western Carolina was done because we had a lot of seniors, and I kind of wanted to go out with them, Western, but I got in the portal. I talked to my parents. And I was a little worried, coming off an injury, you don't think really many people are going to come after you. But when I got in the portal, Cade was the first guy to call me. And, my heart and eyes lit up when I saw my phone ring, and he was like, we want to get you up here on a visit. Like, we would love to, have you up here. And, I called my dad he was at work, and I was screaming at joy. He was like, Cade called me, and he couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I'm super thankful for the opportunity that he had gave me, especially the second time around. So having that opportunity to see him call me and try to come get me was awesome.
How much has Coach Bell's offense changed since you last played in it?
It's a little things here and there, just about little details, but I would say most of it, from what I know at Western Carolina, it's like the back of my hand now. I feel very comfortable going out there. So there's just some small minor details that he's adjusted to the offense, just to get guys open, especially at this kind of level. You're going to get different kind of coverages than you are what we're used to seeing at the SoCon level. So he's done an outstanding job doing the small details for that and adjusting how we approach games and stuff in practice. So I think the way he has done it, not much has changed, but there's some things I'm still getting used to, but it works every time. If something isn't there, something else is there. So he's got answers for everything.
Cole, what's been your impression of working with Eli Holstein, just from a quarterback's perspective, assessing, evaluating a fellow quarterback? Just what kind of stands out about him? Yeah,
Eli's awesome, man. He was one of the first guys to welcome me with open arms. He was happy to have me here, Me and him help each other. I played the game, and he's played the game, so we go back and forth asking questions with one another, and he's like a brother to me now. Those are guys you see every day for the rest of your life, for the next 4 years as well. So he's very mature for how young he is and being a redshirt sophomore. So he's seeing a lot of time in the field. His eyes are really well detailed. He knows how to read safeties and can see the coverage really well. And getting the ball out of his hand fast, anticipating the throw, is something that he's really good at well. Before even Kenny or some of the receivers are out of their breaks, he's good at getting the ball out of his hands. So we go back and forth with learning with one another, and I'm super grateful for him, and I'm just here to push him, and he's here to push me every day. So.
With you having a lot of experience in this offensive scheme, and then the rest of the team only on year 2 or year 1, some of them, how have you really helped them kind of going into year 2 adjust?
Yeah, it's I've been in the game for quite some time now with the offense as well. At quarterback, it's our job. We're the coach on the field. So I take full responsibility on and off the field to teach these guys, the younger guys. I want to teach them and tell them where to get their depth, where they're breaking at. I want to watch every little detail on them and film because the slightest steps, the slightest inches of the game will be a make or break for the whole possession, if they get the ball or not. But, the younger guys that are just now getting into the offense and some of the guys that are coming back, they're willing to work and they're really, really good listeners. And especially for me, for being a new guy coming in May, they've been awesome to me because they know I've been in Cade's offense, but they've just shown me so much respect, and I can be myself around them, and I can go and help them out and talk to them in every little detail. So they're great listeners, and they know how to go out there and execute at the highest level.
How have you seen Dez's game evolve since you started with him in Western Carolina to him obviously becoming a force last year at D1 Power 4 school?
He's awesome. He's one of the best players in the country for a reason. You can't hide it. People think he's small, but that doesn't mean anything at this level. I don't think size means anything at this level, and he's a perfect example of it. But just to see how much he's growing up from his freshman year has been awesome. Getting to stand by him in the backfield to being back out here at the highest level. The way he's so shifty. The first guy in the hole is not going to tackle him. I can tell you that. So just to see him grow up and to see how much thicker and stronger he has gotten in a weight room too as well. It's going to be hard for the first guy to take him down. So to see where he's at now to this day, it's awesome, and I'm so happy for him, and I'm glad to be by his side again.
We've heard some guys here say that they had to kind of see Dez on the field and see him really do his thing before they kind of became believers. Was that how you felt when you first met Dez? Was it kind of as soon as he got on the field?
I think football is football at the end of the day. I think if you're playing, you get talent. If you're out there for a reason. So when Dez came in as a freshman with me at Western Carolina, I think we were both there just because we both believed in each other. I'm a smaller guy. 6 foot. Dez is smaller. But Coach Cade takes chances on guys. He go gets players. So with him stepping on the field and watching him hit that first play, and when I was out there with him in Presbyterian, I was like, oh my Lord, this kid's electric. So, but to see him do that at the highest level, I knew he was capable of doing it. It's awesome to see how far he's come.
What have been your impressions on the receiver room?
They're awesome. We got some very skilled guys and some guys that can roll. We might not be the biggest room, but we got some guys that can fly. So we got to get the ball up early and let them go get the ball and let them go get a chance and make a play on it. But they're awesome. They're very detailed. Coach JJ has done an awesome job with them, detail-wise. Kenny Johnson's a guy that's going to be on the come up this year. Blue Hicks is going to be, he can roll. That's a guy that's going to be talked a lot about this year, getting him the ball. We got an outstanding room. We might be a little younger, but they're very detailed and they want the ball in their hands, and that's our job, to get the ball in their hands and let them go play in space. So they're gonna make you miss, and they're gonna make difficult catches, and they're willing to block for their running backs too on the perimeter. So I think we got a tough room, but I think they're gonna do an outstanding job this year.
You said you were excited when Cade called you back in December. What made you decide to go to Oklahoma, and then what made you decide to go back into the portal?
Yeah, I think just with my childhood, my dad being a coach in the SEC my entire life, I think my eyes lit up. I think it's every kid's dream to play in the highest level. When I saw the SEC, and from what I grew up in, I was like, this is my opportunity. This is what I wanted in the moment. But when I got there, I worked really hard, and I got back to rehab, and I was just like, it didn't feel right when I got there. I think I was starstruck in the moment that I had an opportunity to go play at Oklahoma. But when I got there and I was going through spring, I was just like, I love it, but I know where I'm really supposed to be. So when spring was done. I knew I had the opportunity, the portal open again. Cade was right there to call me right again, so I was super thankful that he hit me up. And Coach Narduzzi gave me an opportunity to come back here and run the offense with his guys.
I was gonna say, like, once you went back in, did he call you and be like, "Hey, we still want you"? Or did you call him and be
Absolutely.
like,
I mean, so I think we had a couple guys leave here, Nate and Julian Duggar, and a couple other guys that I'm not too familiar with. But, they need another guy. And when they had an opportunity, I think that his opportunity was come get me. I mean, it's awesome to come get a guy that you already knows your system instead of having to teach somebody a whole new offense after they missed spring. So I think that was one of their main focuses, that I already had known the offense and that I was available, that they come get me. So I was super blessed that they took another opportunity on me like that.
Any final? Cole, thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Questions for Braylan? Braylan, Coach Narduzzi compared you to Voss the other day. I guess what does that comparison mean to you? What do you see in Voss that you kind of hope to end?
I see a lot in him. He's been a guy that I've been watching growing up. Obviously I'm from around here. I love Pitt. I live for the script, so I've been watching him for a long time and trying to study his game so that I could play like him. Obviously, he's a top-level guy. He's succeeding in the top competitive league there is. So he's somebody I try to play like, and to get the comparison, it just means a lot.
How have these first 2 weeks gone for you, especially now that you're kind of set in your spot?
They've gone great, just working, stacking each day, trying to get better, fix the little things before the big things, because the little things are going to fix the big things themselves. So, I'm just trying to stack days, fix the little things, and going day by day, just trying to be the best I can be.
What kind of adjustments do you need to make, both like physically and mentally, to go from a guy who played a couple different positions and kind of filled in where you were needed to be set in your spot? Is that the line?
I just think I need to come up more as a vocal leader for the defense. At the mic spot, that's somebody who talks the most and is actually the center of the defense and the leader. And my whole life I've been a leader that's set by example. I don't do too much talking, too much screaming, all that. I just do what I do and then tell other guys to try to emulate that, set the example of working hard, things like that. So I just think I need to become more of a vocal leader and just play a little bit more violent than, outside backer than I was last year. Just got to play a lot more violent. There's a lot bigger people in front of me at all times. So, yeah.
Braylan, what are you guys on D hoping to get out of accomplish tomorrow during the scrimmage, during the full live period?
Show the offense that we're getting better than we're coming to attack the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's been our thing the whole off season, is attacking the ball, finish with the ball in our hands. So I think hopefully tomorrow, we're going, if the ball is in the air, it's ours. Even if the ball carrier has it, we're going to punch it out. We're trying to get the ball at all times. So hopefully we can show that.
Coach has said that Jeremiah Marcellin's a solid number 4 linebacker, can go in kind of whenever needed. What have you seen from him and his growth, especially since the spring?
I mean, he's one of the smartest linebackers we have, and that guy, he gets to it. When he puts his head down, and really locks into something, he gets to it. He's going to know the ins and out of every little play that we have. He's a very smart guy, knows exactly what to do, when to do it, when to take certain risks and all that. Like he said, he could play all the different positions because he knows it. And he can move. He moves very well. He's very violent with his hands, things like that. He's a great linebacker. He's very, very good.
This is your 3rd year in the program here. You were an early enrollee. Just how do you feel like you've evolved just on the football field, just as a player, even as a person, just since you've gotten here at Pitt?
I think truly I'm just finding I guess you could say the inner dog in yourself, I guess. Coming from Leechburg, what I'm saying, it was me versus some other people. I wasn't playing against grown men. I never really was doing too much violently. I was just running the ball, playing freely, doing me. But now that I've got here, I've got a little something to me, seeing that I'm playing against grown men, I gotta be violent in everything I do. Nothing could be a little patty cake here, patty cake there. You gotta bring something with you at all times. There's no lacking on the play, because if you do, then you're gonna get blown up.
You said studied a lot of Sprossy Dennis's tape, and everybody knows that Kyle's a big film junkie. Do you consider yourself a film junkie as well?
Yeah, I would say so. I try to watch as much tape as I can. Even if it's in here or at home. I'm always trying to get better, always trying to study, see things that I could pick up on, things like that.
Is that something you as a linebacking core pride yourself on?
Yeah, we're in the film room all the time. If it's together or separate, Manny is a very film guy. Every time we come into a meeting, he has something new that he just picked up on watching film, and he'll ask us questions to see what we picked up on and things like that. So we're very prideful in our film. We're very attentive when we're in the film room, things like that.
You said it earlier that this is your third year here. Is it kind of crazy to think that you're more than halfway through your college football career? Yeah,
it kind of is. Time, when they say you're having fun, time flies. So it is very true. I feel like just yesterday I was 17 years old, sitting way back in the team room. It is very crazy.
Anything final? Braylan,
Thank you, guys.
Since the pads went on, that's obviously, I always feel like the lines on both sides of the ball, that's when you guys can kind of really do your thing. How's it been for the past few days with some live contact?
It's been pretty good, especially when we went fully live. But the first couple of days in shells, I think I had 2 good practices. But really just trying to stack days. That's the biggest thing for me right now.
Something like Saturday, a scrimmage that's more live, is that where you feel like the defensive line, I guess the offensive line too, really finds out where they are?
Yeah, just because it's live, the whole day will be live. You know what I mean? But not just me, just everybody. Just trying to, up the standard day by day. Try to be the best group we can be, as possible.
We've heard a lot about the transfers in your group, Jaden Moore, Lance Byers. What have you noticed from them?
Oh, yeah, they can rush the passer for sure. It's going to be fun this year having them on the other side of me. And then other guys too, Maverick Gracio, Zach Crothers, they've been playing pretty good as well. So I think we're definitely going to be solid this year up front.
What's it been like working with Coach Dallas for the second straight year?
I'm a lot more comfortable, with his coaching style and the way we kind of do things now. He's kind of looking at me as one of the older guys, trying to just up the standard and, just show the way, not only for the guys that just got here, but, for the younger guys as well.
Anyone on the offensive line giving you some good battles yet in camp?
Yeah, Jeff Percy, Kendall Stanley, and then, Ryan Bear. It's definitely fun going up against those 3 every day. So.
You've talked about finishing more of the pressures, turning them into sacks this year, and I'm sure that applies to everybody, but what have you been working on in that regard, and what's Coach Dallas really been emphasizing for you guys?
Just finishing at the top of my rushes, getting that backside arm, clearing it, just little moves, just trying to, get to the quarterback in as many ways as possible, So, like you said, really just finishing, and just, making sure I'm there every time, leaving no doubt.
Is there a compromise you have to make between attacking the ball versus attacking the ball carrier? You know what I mean? You see a quarterback bring the ball back here, you have to think about, okay, I can get a strip sack here or I can get a sack, because they're kind of a balanced stroke in that sense.
Yeah, I think we kind of put a bigger emphasis on that too. Not only just the quarterback, but with ball carriers in general. Punching at it, whether he's in the pocket or second guy in. Just trying to get turnovers because, ultimately that's going to win us games this year. Getting the ball back for the offense, as many times as we can.
Anything final? Jimmy, thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
How y'all doing? Good.
I guess today's Lyndon Cooper. Questions for Lyndon?
Lyndon, 2 weeks in, what are your impressions now that you guys your O-line has really gotten to mesh together more?
What really impressed me so far is just the camaraderie of our offense. We're playing real explosive right now. We're fitting up blocks on the O-line. We got depth on the O-line as well. So, we're looking really good in the first 2 weeks of camp.
How's your position in for you individually in the group and environment on the offense and on the team different now than it was a year ago? Now you've been here for a full season, played and started and everything.
I say what's different for me in my position for this offense this year is just being more of a leader for this offense and being more of a just I guess you can call it an older guy and just being there for everybody on the offense from any position, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, tight ends, and just making sure we're all on one page and we're keeping the main goal the same thing, the main thing.
Is there anything in particular you're looking to get out of the scrimmage tomorrow with the full pads on? Just what can you learn about yourselves as an offensive line, as an offense, just in a live period like that?
Just seeing if we face adversity, how can we respond? That's basically the main big thing that we're looking for tomorrow, and just seeing how consistent we can be as an O-line and as an offense. We know we have a fast, high-paced offense that can score on a play, but we need to see if we can put together a drive. We get packed up in situations and make sure we can come out of those situations in a winning position for either special teams or put the defense back in a great position.
With the nature of this offense being up-tempo, how do you think that you guys as an offensive line have done it getting lined up as quickly as you need to since, like, are you guys faster this year than you were a year ago? How has that evolved?
I feel like we just have a better understanding when we need to be faster paced tempo, or we need to just line up and get the offense set and get ready for a play call. But I definitely feel like we're handling the tempo of the offense a lot better. Everything is running a lot smoother than it was last year, and like I said, it's just like we really have like a high confidence these first 2 weeks of camp.
You said at the beginning of training camp that you really wanted to improve your guys' ability to protect the quarterback and to create holes for the running backs. Do you feel like you guys have done that through the first 8?
Yeah, through the first 8 practice, I honestly feel like as an O-line, we've been playing great ball, and really our run game has been pretty elite too. Being able to be two-dimensional, run the ball and pass the ball, it's vice versa. It helped both ways. So we can pass the ball, that opens up for the run game. If we can run the ball, that opens up for the pass game. So I feel like we've just been mirroring each other really well these first 8 practices.
Kind of challenge you getting out of those D tackles?
Yeah, we got some dog D tackles. I feel like our D tackle game this year and just the whole D line. I feel like Francis, he's going to be, as y'all know, he's going to be a very dominant D lineman for us. Fitz is going to be good for us. Isaiah Neal, he's going to be really, really good for us. High tempo player. You got Nick James, and then all of our DNs are very explosive and powerful as well. So I feel like our up front D line DNs are going to be really good this season.
What do you think about those new DNs, Blaine Spires, Jaden Moore?
Yeah, Blaine Spires, he just brings that older understanding of the game, and he just got a good feel for the game, and he's a dominant guy. And J-Mo, man, he's just a high energy guy. You know what I'm saying? He's fast off the edge. He can stop the run. He can pass rush, and he can do it all. So I feel like those 2 guys was a great addition to our D line.
We saw, I think it was reported, some of the weight room numbers for Francis, the squat and the bench and all that stuff. Have you guys, you guys in the interior O-line are all older than him, but have you found it, when he tries to bull rush you, what's that like?
Well, I got to see it mostly time out of any other guy, but when I go against Francis, I just got to damn near pray, but I'm just playing. But you really just got to get up under him, good hands, and just have your feet set in the ground. If you try to play high, play with bad hands, he will put you in the lap of the quarterback and make a play. And he's got a little elusive in his game, so he's explosive. He can move around in and out of his stance. So yeah, he's a very, very good defensive tackle, I feel like.
How have you seen Eli's command of the offense evolve from last year to this year?
Yeah. I feel like he involved in just the confidence in his team and everybody entrusting him in his play. I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself, but these first 8 practices, he's really just been composed and making his reads, making his plays, and I just feel like it's just like a trust level in the offense right now, from the coaches on down to the third string players. It's just a trust going on, and we just riding this wave until we can't ride it anymore.
These jersey scrimmages often come down to turnovers. It seems like what determines it. You guys on the offensive line, it's kind of out of your hands, right? Like, you don't have ball security to worry about. But so what are some of the things you'll be focusing on tomorrow, and how do you kind of view it as a win or a loss for the O-line?
Man, how we view it as a win or loss of an O-line, give up 0 sacks and be hat for hat, and we got the box. So that's what we call it, especially in the run game. We just got to be half hat, make sure the box is taken care of, and really just like I've been really emphasizing even after practice today, we had a few mishaps, and I just want to emphasize protect our quarterback. If you got to hold, it's the time to hold guys, to put your body on the line, just you know what I'm saying, to keep our quarterback safe. So I feel like a good winning day for us as an O-line is protection and being hat for hat in the run game.
What do you mean, hat for hat?
Like just our double teams, make sure we get to the linebacker, make sure we finish on linebackers, make sure that's everybody in the box that we're accounted for, that we get hat for hat. So that means that we're mirrored up with those guys.
You guys feel like, when you talk about getting out to the linebackers, that this is probably one of the better linebacker groups you'll face this season, right? What kind of challenge are those guys?
I just feel like our linebackers, they're really good with their hands and they can move really well. So that's kind of been our emphasis in the O-line room these last couple of practices, honestly, getting our hands on the linebackers and make sure we stay glued on them, because, there's little guys, but they're not small, like not strong guys. So they're strong, they're elusive, they can move around the block. So that's definitely a challenge we face. So we're definitely having emphasis on that, on this coming up this scrimmage, to make sure we dominate in that game too as well.